gives the other driver, is complaining about a blinker. Well, slow-mo the entire time. I don't know how that's going to help. Anyways, not everybody uses a blinker, but I don't have a problem with it. It's just more couth for the driver that you're near. It's like, I have my blinker on, that means I'm not trying to kill you. It's a little thing that you learn in driver's ed, the blinker. But, I guess sometimes, I just can't reach out there and grab that blinker. It's like subscribing, if you're watching the show, just hit the subscribe button. It's not that difficult to do. See, there's a blinker right there. I do it and I don't really think about it, I wonder if the robots will, when the robots start driving. I wonder if they'll use their blinker. Yeah, the robot's like, please use your blinker. Come on, man. Itinerary. She's all the way from Cuba. 1,600 for these places right here. It's right by the water. But I heard from another friend that they're kind of a ripoff, and I don't know why. They do seem nice, but 1,600 is quite a bit of money monthly. I heard that there was from a person, I'm not going to say the person's name, but they said that they had some maintenance issues and stuff, and they were paying $1,600. They felt it was a ripoff, and they left. But it is a nice area, and it's right by the waterside, and they do have some nice restaurants. This is Las Colinas. This is where they filmed Upstream Color. Shane Carruth was the director. He actually got into some trouble, though. Shane Carruth did. The lead actress that was in Upstream Color pressed charges against him for stalking. But that was only an article. I don't know if it was true or not. I don't know if it was just rumor, for the film. But that was supposedly... Ooh, they're from Washington. An obsessive filmmaker going after the actress. But anyway, this is where they filmed a lot of Upstream Color. But I don't know. This is California Crossing right here. I've heard there's some actresses and actors and filmmakers and stuff that live in these areas because it's an interesting. It's kind of like cultural. They've got Italian restaurants and Asian restaurants and stuff in the center part of Las Colinas over there. And I did some of my headshots here too, not very long ago. Whenever I was a little heavy set, I was about maybe 230. I don't really use those headshots anymore. I probably should though, because I think I jumped back up weight. I lost some weight when Linda left, and then we've been eating better though. We're not eating as bad as we were eating. We used to eat nothing but pizza all the time. But I've given up pizza, so that was one thing I told Linda. I was like, no more pizza. But it's a nice little area. They're building more apartments here. It does attract a lot of artists and stuff like that. Yeah, she was coming in from Miami, but originally from Cuba. Very thick accent. I told her, you know, I said, isn't Cuba the only communist state? I mean, communist country, other than, of course, China. She was like, yeah, but it's a different type of communism. That's what she said. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Not that there's anything really wrong with it, you know. Back in the day, in the 50s and the 60s, everyone feared communism like it was witchcraft or something. Just a political kind of thing. I personally think everything's communistic, personally. Just, you know, they hide behind, oh, we're a free country, capitalism, but there's probably some freedom. I mean, in communism, they used to arrest you just for being gay, but they did that here too. Yeah, they did. They arrested you back in the 1960s or 70s for being gay. But in communism, or in Cuba, they'd lock you up for it. It was a pretty big crime. A good movie that covers it is Harvey M. Bardem. He was in it, and it was called Before Night Falls. It was directed by Schnabel, the great painter. Great movie. I saw it when I was in Los Angeles. He lived in Cuba in communism. Not Harvey Bardem, but the poet that it's about. He wrote the Swimmer. Something about the swimmer. There's a Cuban swimmer or something like that. It was it was probably the best film I saw that year. Johnny Depp's in it too. He plays a transvestite that's jailed. All these gay people would go to jail in Cuba. But you know, they did that here in the 70s and even in the 60s. That's why Stonewall? Stonewall happened. I saw a documentary on that the other day on YouTube. But it's not anymore. Yeah, it'd be a hate crime if you got arrested because you were gay now. But communism was a big deal well, it's still in Cuba. But I don't think they do that stuff anymore, not in Cuba. So they're becoming a little more democratic, more so than they used to be. I don't really understand the whole thing about Cuba and communism, but I'm sure it's different than what it used to be. Than Bay of Pigs and all that stuff. Down there's a Toyota Music Factory. You want to see a concert? 9 Inch Nails came through and they played there not too long ago. It was a couple of years ago or something, 2 or 3 years ago. They bring in some big name people. Toyota Music Factory. Never seen the inside of it. Do not know how large it is or whatever, but it's probably like Anthem size or, you know, like a stadium. Usually the biggest bands, they come through, they play there. I didn't even know it existed until like 2 years ago. The Toyota Music Factory. Tired. I woke up, my stomach was hurting. I took some Tums, it felt better. I'll show you the Tums I took. Crackers run across the road, bring out the kind of Cuba feel for the show. I actually paid that person $50 to run across the road right there. This is the Tums that I took. It says brought to you by Tums because I woke up with a tummy ache, and so they're assorted fruit, so they work pretty well. I'm probably gonna have some more of them. I ate like 3 of them or 4 of them, not the whole package, but you know, the little disc thing and I felt a little bit better. And then I had some salad at Jason's Deli and I felt a little bit better. But I had a tummy ache when I woke up. It was, oh my gosh, it hurt like it was aching. It must have been something I ate. I haven't eaten ramen noodle, you know, because I'm super poor right now. Well, I'm not like super poor. I've been more poor, but I can still get the ramen noodle, but I don't know. Yeah, things are. And they're all the way from New York State, the Empire. California. As I go through downtown, I'm going to set the phone right over here, and it's going to make some jiggling noises, but I get, to the point where I have to kind of like drive, so, but I will get some footage of downtown Fort Worth, which is, it's a quaint little downtown. It's not the biggest downtown in the world, but I get a message right now. Hang on for a minute. This kind of air comes up here, keeps the temperature down on the camera. Probably all cameras have to go through that to a certain extent. At least you have some sort of wildlife cameras or something that can handle heat way better. We're getting 106 degrees temperatures, over 100 degrees right now. I'm not really feeling, this is rear's going through. I'm really feeling kind of, I'm just putting the defrost on right here to keep the air flowing right here. It doesn't feel as cool. I can get my air conditioning seats. If I had dual filters where it could do defrost and regular. But it only has like I'll have to switch it over. Right here. So we're going to do this instead. Because I have an otter. You can see right here, this is an otter. So it's extra temperature. So we're going to have to do this really quick. So we're dealing with that. Which is 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So to this right here. Adjust the temperature about 60 degrees. This is quite a bit. It starts getting dim once the heat hits it. So it responds accordingly, and then that's just telling you that you need to get the phone or the iPhone, you know, into some cool air, or cool down the temperature, or you'll be, you know, forced to shut it off. It's a little protective thing that it goes through. I can kind of feel the phone right now. It's cooling off here, but it does do this because of temperature. I've dealt with this quite a bit. I can't do a whole lot of filming. It's not like it's unlimited like you think. We do way more filming than they did back in the 60s and 70s if they were doing some type of experimental documentary, but we are limited, especially in hot weather, like it's over 105, 106. You're just gonna have cameras that are just gonna like shut off. And at least you have weatherproof cameras. And I've got to unplug them. You don't really want to try to charge your phone when you're dealing with excessive heat. If you can stay away from it, it'll give you a note. It'll say don't charge while hot, you know. They're all the way from, I can't think where they're from. Illinois, maybe? I couldn't really tell. Yeah, this morning I didn't have as much problems because the dash is under the heat all day. I've been back and forth from DFW Dallas to Las Colinas and things like that. So it had time for the heat to build up right in here. Yeah, I'm probably going to say something about the weather. Hopefully I'll make it one of the titles, you know, the hottest Texas summer, or hottest summer in Texas ever. People are just, they lose massive amount of weight if they have to walk around, or they lose a massive amount of weight if they have to walk around in this every day. The weight's just going to peel off of you. Super skinny by the end of summer. Say started the summer off at like 220, by the end of the summer you'd be like 150 in pounds. The amount of weight you lose is just it's just, you know, if you're out in it, you're just gonna sweat. You're gonna lose at least 10 pounds, at least 20, you know, throughout the summer. It's extremely hot outside. It'll kill you. It's so hot. It's just, you can stand it for maybe a couple hours, and then you've got to find some way of cooling down. Like in Phoenix, they're cooling people down with like some kind of cooling bag or something. I've heard a podcast. All right. extremely hot. But it's just just dealing with Texas. I don't know why. In my mind, I'm thinking a lot about New York and going up north, or maybe somewhere like maybe California, where it's not as hot. Easy to lose weight though. If you're trying to lose weight, it's pretty easy. If I would have kept my regiment, diet, and exercise, I'd probably be, I don't know, 180 pounds right now. 170 maybe. Maybe even more, I don't know. I lost 50 pounds one time through a summer. Regimented diet and exercise. Are you dancing? Critter's dancing. That's good, Critter. He's dancing. I'm listening to The Cure, Faith, 1982. It's a pretty good one. It's not my favorite. I like 17 Seconds better, but it's pretty good. I don't know. They have started off in 1979. 81 was 17 Seconds. The first one was Three Imaginary Boys, and 17 Seconds, and then the third one was Faith, then Pornography, and then I think it's when they moved into, I think they had a compilation album somewhere in there. I think one of their compilation albums was called Standing on the Beach, or Staring at the Sea. It's West 7th. It's a new structure. Here's the other part of it too, right here. So it's all coming up right now, West 7th. It's directed by Edwin L. Marin. It's written by John Twist. Little Technicolor Fort Worth movie. I've never seen it, but it would be cool to see. David Bryan and Phyllis Thaxter. Pistachio. So remember when I told you I gave my phone number and email to a cop? Don't ever do that. I'm in a cleaning service now that starts with an A. That's all I'm going to say. Immediately out of nowhere, just a moment ago, two cancellations went through on a text. I didn't cancel any job. I set up some jobs coming up. Both of them came through saying that I canceled the job on my end. See, all of this can be researched. And people can, for hacking or whatever, they will go to prison. There was already a cop in Fort Worth that went to prison for something similar. And he's in prison right now for doing this kind of stuff. Because they're bullies. Now, I don't know, I'm not blaming them. But for some reason it said that I canceled. So I'm on customer support right now talking to them. I didn't cancel any job. So, I don't know. That was really stupid of me. I was talking to the other guy today, where he was talking about in Love Field, his mother was killed by a few police. And it's supposedly made national news, and her name was Karen Jackson. His last name started with an H. Hutton or something like that. He gave it to me earlier. You can go back in the vlog and find out. But he also goes by Jackson. K. Jackson is his name. Karen Jackson was his mom. She was killed by the police. She was thrown onto a police car, causing brain injury, and she died in the custody of the police. And we're probably going to do a follow-up story with him. He also had some problems with his ex-girlfriend, common-law wife. And she supposedly said things against him that got him into some trouble. And the police took her word for it just because she said some stuff, and he got into some trouble. So He's from New Jersey, but he's living here now. Anyway, and we may do a follow-up story to help him out because I know there's corruption going on everywhere. So anyway, I'm in a dispute department with the cleaning service to find out what is going on. It's very strange because it says in the text that you have canceled. I didn't cancel anything. I was just driving. So I went and looked, and I figured, I was like, because I knew they had a cancellation fee policy. I was real careful if I was going to schedule anything not to cancel. And so what was also weird about this app, too, is that I was scheduled for the 5th for like a $90 job, and it just disappeared. It didn't say anything about them canceling or anything. It just fell off the schedule. So that's probably just part of how it is. You know, on this one, you got to like take it as you go, and like maybe it's that day you get one and then you go after it. But I'm gonna have to show the customer what they did to me because I'm gonna wait, you know. And it may be, here's my opinion, that you may only want to take the one of that day, because future ones people may cancel, and instead of them getting charged a fee for canceling, then they charge you a fee. And I know this is going on with rideshare too, with both sides, on the rider and the driver. On the driver, usually they just lose that business for that moment, and on the rider, I don't know what they go through. But I remember someone on the sidewalk at DFW. It was a black lady with a baby. She was being charged $97 to go to Fort Worth, and she didn't end up using the rideshare app. So $97 is a ripoff, you know. But she was stuck there. Why would anyone be forced to pay $90 to go to Fort Worth? That's unreal. So I'm not gonna, I'm not dissing Uber or anything, but like, that's wrong. Especially she had a baby with her. It was in the middle of the heat. It was like 100. She was sitting there looking, like trying to get out of the airport, and she looked pretty upset. So I cut her a deal, but it's like the big techs are taking advantage of people, making them pay crazy prices. And you got to keep up with these apps. What you want to do is take photos of things, and listen, don't give a cop your email, because they could be working for the wrong people. And don't give your phone number too if you don't have to. You shouldn't have to. They shouldn't, by law. They shouldn't. I don't think they can ask you any of those kinds of questions, because those are the things that the business world needs. They need your phone number. They need your email to work pretty much nowadays. Why would they ask that? Listen. If you don't want to be a cop, then go off and do something else and find a real job. That's fine. But don't go ask someone else that's out there working for their phone number and email, because they're trying to work. If you hate your job, which I know you would have to, many cops go home and put a gun to their head. I don't have to. If I go clean someone's house, I feel good about it because I'm doing God's work. If I go and help someone out there, I know that I'm doing good things. I'm not asking, I don't have a lethal sidearm on me, but I have people. I know people that do. I know militia members too.
Saturday. That's when your job is. So I'm gonna have to be tiddling around, I guess. We'll figure out the bus. Speaking of that, let's see how far. Hey, that's a new shopping center.
So we're here in front of 7-Eleven in the Westover area, also known as Westworth and Westover. It's kind of by the Navy base. And I'm probably going to get a cookie. And here comes Linda for the Please Subscribe show.
Hi,
There she is. So we're going to go in. I'm going to look at what the price is on the cookies and get some gas. Gas is what, $3.59 right now? $3.55? What's the gas price right now? It's pretty expensive, $3.55. Somebody did that, but they were supposed to lower the gas, but they might as well gel their competition instead. All right, we're gonna go get a cookie. Yeah, that's good. That's fair to play. Like, well, we're just gonna put our competition in jail, But anyway, stupid world. The world's gotten worse when Nixon was in office. So, $1.49 for peanut, $1.79 for Nestle's chocolate chip. Well, they jumped up in price.
Ooh, I've never seen $1 off before.
Peanut butters are $1.49.
Can I get the Lucky Strike for $1 off?
Your Nestles are $1.79.
Is that a new one? I prefer the
Pieces
long,
peanut,
but I'm only part-time.
peanut butter cookie.
The one that says $1 off.
Oh, they got a red velvet
Yes.
for $1.49. And then one for $1.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. The other one.
Let's see if they have a cookie bar. They don't have a cookie bar, but they do have old-fashioned blueberry donuts for $1.49. sprinkles are $1.49. $1.99 for a Claire. It's $2. You can barely see it. There's a classic car right there. It's about to turn here pretty soon. Getting gas. Star Wars stuff. You were shopping for Christmas time. They got this, which is the Imperial Officer. Right there. Let's see what else they have. I don't see anything else really other than these guys up here. It's a squadron ship for Boba Fett. I don't know what this one is.
Mostly breakfast stuff here. Alright.
So I was able to go in and actually go through the app, and I got a free burger right here. They redeemed it and everything, so it's a free Whataburger. And then we're gonna head out after that.
Delicious.
How's the French fries? Oh, they got French fries on there? How many French fries do you get?
2.
Here's my free Whataburger. Free good old Whataburger. Got this for absolutely free. No charge at all. The grace of God. And then let's pray right here. Thank you, Lord, for the food. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
There's Linda.
Hi.
I'm gonna have my Whataburger. And this one's dedicated to Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman lived at 70. It's all glossy and stuff like Hollywood classicism. It's got mustard and lettuce and tomato and onion and beef. All the goodness of life. It's going in my mouth. That's good.
Oh no, we got 3. Oh gosh.
You ever see people do that?
Sorry.
You ever see people do that with their burger? That's good.
Ooh, these are hot. Be careful, it's hot.
They gave me ketchup?
Oh, did you want to go last? We ended up getting 2 free fries.
Oh, really?
No, 3.
Oh, good, huh?
Well, she said my name, and I handed it to me, and then she was going to take the bag away, and I said, well, there's ketchup already on it. I didn't realize there's 2. The ticket got modified. You can ask for ketchup if you want ketchup. These fries are a lot better than the other ones.
That's a little better.
Hiya!
So this is the Whataburger that's in Corpus Christi. It's Corpus Christi, Texas. You can see there was 45 cents for a Whataburger. They should do like a retro Whataburger. You know, like a day where you only pay 45 cents for a Whataburger. Pretty cool.
So I'll know how I feel on Monday with this manager. Hopefully she's working.
the aliens. What the illegal aliens are. Now they got them stopped at the border. The illegal aliens. Alright, get all them illegal aliens. There she is. Did you get some Whataburger in?